Hello, my name is Willy Charleton, and this is my first YouTube video. I don't mean if I keep looking down, I have my phone with my outline. I made one of these videos before, and it was significantly shorter than I thought it was going to be, so I thought I should come up with an outline to cover everything I wanted to talk about without forgetting. So, make a video to introduce myself. The whole point of this channel is I want to toss around some ideas for health and wellness and just, I don't know, whatever I feel like, because it's my channel. But mostly recipes, specific foods, herbs that I enjoy and I think other people might as well. Recipes, techniques for cleaning, like in the sauna, I guess that kind of stuff. Strategies for health and well-being, help share ideas through me giving you ideas, you commenting back saying, hey, I've done this, a little variation of what you're doing, or you might be interested in this, so it goes both ways. Also, right now I'm doing Marie Forleo's B School, and I was thinking about doing like a newsletter or something. I don't want to have to collect people's email addresses and write all that shit. I don't know. I started writing one and I got tired of it very quickly. Generally when I write, I get really meticulous and I'll write something and I'll edit it for a couple days and I'll decide that that's not a topic I want to write about anyway. So, yeah. So, long-term goal, Boston Juice Company. I started making juice in my apartment and selling it. It was going pretty well. I got to the point a couple times where I couldn't even keep up, had to turn down some people. But there was a flood in my apartment, and I am now in Connecticut living with my parents while my apartment is getting put back together. And then I can get back into the swing of things, and hopefully next year I'll have an actual storefront where I'll sell juice and tonics and that kind of stuff. Stuff that I want to be able to go out and buy in Boston and just can't because there isn't a place. About myself, right now living in Connecticut, from Connecticut, live in Boston. I'm a vegetarian. I've never eaten meat, really. I've eaten ants. I guess that's the only meat that I've really seeked out. I've eaten chicken broth by accident a couple times. I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I try not to ascribe to any specific dietary pattern or anything. I sort of do whatever I feel like. I don't like to limit myself. Oh no, I don't eat this. I'm not going to do that, whether it feels right or not. Not really into cleanses. I like going in the sauna. That's a cleansing technique. I like juice. I never really plan fasts, but sometimes it happens, and I guess that's when I need to cleanse, it just happens. I don't know. So Boston Juice Company, juice and tonic bar. Pressed juice in Myron glass. I want to have a refrigerated section with all the pre-made stuff. You know, you just go and grab it. And then smoothies and tonics to order. I'm a huge coffee fan, so I thought it would definitely include coffee in there as a base for tonics, as is, whatever. My educational background, I have a BS in psychology from UMass Boston. I started out at Boston Architectural College. Didn't work out. Decided I didn't want to be an architect. Transferred to Northeastern for engineering. Decided I didn't want to be an engineer. Thought I'd pick something a little bit cheaper while I didn't know what I wanted to do, and it was fine. I stayed. I did IIN. That was fun. The events were fun. Got a website through there, that's great, still using it. I did Alyssa Cohen's raw chef training. That was a lot of fun too. A lot of that raw food takes a long time to make, so I don't do that as often as I would like, just because I like to be spontaneous. I don't want to be like, oh no, sorry, I can't go to this concert. My tortilla is going to be done in 36 hours, and I have to turn the dehydrator off. No, well, the dehydrator has a timer anyway. But anyway. So I'm taking a year before I really focus on Boston Juice Company. I think the flood in my apartment was sort of an indicator that I need to slow down. So I'm taking a year to go on like an educational journey, I guess. B School is part of that. Learning how to promote myself. Videos. What else? I went to the longevity conference in February. That was a lot of fun. Met a lot of really cool people. Made some good contacts. I just did the Reconnective Healing Level 1-2 seminar. That was a lot of fun. I did that at Kripalu in Stockbridge, Lennox. I don't exactly know where it is. It's like an hour from here. So I can do that. I guess anybody can do that, but I took a class on it. In end of May for essentially the month of June, I'm going to the Tree of Life. I'm really excited. Spend some time with Gabriel Cousins. It starts out with 7-day Jews fast. I'm kind of skinny if you can't tell. So that's the only concern I have, but whatever, I'll get over it, I'll deal with it. Shit happens, or it doesn't, whatever. Either way, really excited to go. I'll really get focused into a regular yoga practice. I don't do that as often as I would like. I don't know, I seem to be able to find excuses whenever I don't feel like doing it. But it's easier for me when there's a class to go to, and I'm just, alright, I'll go do it. Connecticut, there are classes. I pay for a gym membership in Boston. I don't want to pay to go to classes here, too, so I just do it on my own when I feel like it. Yesterday was nice because it was warm, sunny. Got to do a sun salutation in the sun. So in these videos, I want to cover specific foods, herbs, like sweet potatoes or shaga, benefits of them, things you can do with them, easy ways to implement some things into your own practice or habit or lifestyle. Gotta get a drink. It's really hot in here. Like 138 degrees. You don't have to get these things this hot, but I really like the heat. I'll go from this to, actually I'll turn the steamer on and I'll get that nice and hot, and I'll get in there for a second, turn the water really cold. Cold shower, turn that off, it's a hot steam, alternate between that for a little. This is, I made sun tea yesterday in the sun, shaga reishi and dragon herbs gynostemma, a favorite combination of mine. Spring water, of course. And then yesterday, for the first time, I tapped a maple tree in my yard. So I was making a video before, and my iPad overheated, so I had to pause, and I got a little off track. So let's see where I left off. Oh, I think I was talking about this. I probably should have watched what I had before, but I don't know how much time before this thing's gonna heat or whatever. So anyway, tapped a maple tree. Getting all this maple water. So this is half maple water, half sun tea, and you can see a piece of shaga came through here. I read in a New York Times article in my researching maple water yesterday that the traditional way to sit on a hot floor, I'm guessing, equivalent to pimple, equivalent of this to some degree, sweat out the other stuff, replace it with maple water. Back to my list. What do I want to cover? Definitely have recipes, food, juice, smoothies, some of my favorite tonics, like an upgraded miso soup, that's one of my favorite things to do. Behaviors like this, dry brushing, detoxing strategies, viewer requests and interviews, that's a good one. If anybody watching ever says, hey, I don't consider myself an authority on anything, but if someone asks me a question on something, I think I would try and answer it. Maybe it'll get to the point where I interview people. I think that would be kind of cool. So I could do that. Rotate. Restaurant reviews. I'm really into food. I love all kinds of eating. going to different places. In Connecticut, there are a couple of really good restaurants. Catch a Healthy Habit in Fairfield. Glenn, Chloe, and Lisa, they own it. It used to be in West Haven, New Haven. Anyway, that's one of my favorite places. I don't go there often enough. I have a Land Rover, so it's always broken, so I can never really drive down there. For some reason, whenever I drive down to Fairfield, that's where I take the train to New York, my car always breaks. So I avoid that sometimes. G-Zen in... It's on the shore. I can't think of the town. I want to say Branford. Another really, really good place. Amy Beach runs that. Her husband is the chef. Mark Shadle, I want to say is his name. I think their farm is Shadle Farm. I might cover current events. I'm not really into current events. I know everyone keeps talking about this missing plane in Malaysia. Not something I would cover. Maybe current events more relating to topics I'm interested in. But anything really. There are no boundaries. I'll cover anything I want. It's my channel. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. That's one thing I like about doing these videos. You don't have to subscribe to an email. You don't have to get bombarded with shit you don't want. So often I get emails that I feel kind of guilty that I signed up and not reading them. There's some I make a point to read, some, right to the trash. So that was a little bit of my story. I'm really excited to get a video up. I'll have to parse this one with my previous one, pre-overheat. I'm not sure what the frequency of these videos is going to be. Hopefully like one a week. No guarantees, no promises. Maybe I'll do one a day. Who knows? Depends how I feel. Depends how busy I am. Whatever topics come up. So the point of these videos, I want to generate, awareness of some of these topics to maybe people that might not be as interested in health, or that already are, just want a different perspective. I also want to generate awareness to my business, obviously. Boston Juice Company. We have a website, bostonjuicecompanyllc.com. When I say we, I mean I do. It's kind of primitive right now. I made it myself on GoDaddy. I'll fix it sometime soon. Not really a priority right now. It's good. It's fine for now. I have my own website, williamcharleton.com. It'll actually redirect you to my IN website, which I updated to reflect some of my own stuff, like the raw food chef, reconnective healing. I want to go for my yoga certification. I can't really decide on an option. I met this woman at Kripalu that I talked to, that I was interested in doing hers. But then also I was Facebook messaging Anthony Anderson, and he showed me this, I forgot what it's called, actually, probably not a good sign, in Hawaii, and like a yoga retreat center, and they offered the 200-hour, and I think they also do a 500-hour certification. Definitely want to do that. Go to Hawaii, why not? So you can find me on Facebook, William Charleton. There's a picture of me. There's another William Charleton. That's my dad. You can friend him. He might not accept, or he might, I don't know. I'm on Twitter. I've got a couple Twitters. I got Boston Juice Co. There's also Instagram at Boston Juice Co. I haven't updated that in a while since I haven't really been making juice. It's actually illegal for me to make juice in my apartment, so I'm, trying to sell to people, but, keeping it quiet at the same time. Then there's also my own personal W. Charleton for Twitter and Instagram. I'm not really on Twitter as much. Instagram, all over it. I love pictures. It's easy. Take a picture, upload it, put a caption, look at everybody else's pictures. I find a lot of conversations actually get generated on there, which is kind of surprising because there's, one way to comment. It's not like you can comment on a picture, send a message. Well, maybe you can send a message. I don't know. I don't do that. Anyway, W. Charleton, Twitter, Instagram, Boston Juice Co. Twitter, Instagram. Facebook, same thing. Let me just make sure. I know it's, some of you might be like, in the sauna, iPad, iPhone, all that electromagnetic radiation. Yep, you're right. Bombarded. But you know what? it's okay for now because otherwise I wouldn't make a video. This is really a good place for me. Quiet, solitude, relaxing. Get a good flow going. Yeah. Alright, well, if you watched, thanks for watching. If not, I guess it doesn't matter.